left channel information should be heard from your left speaker, and the right channel information should be heard from your right speaker.
Well, it's been a quiet week here in Lake Scabagon, my hometown. This week, the Squids invent a new and exciting version of podcasting. They talk more mute math, Michigan geography, math, and college.
I have a grape ape, grape sour from Martin House Brewing.
Ooh.
It is terrible. It is truly awful.
Not something that should be.
Who was the last beer you had that was not good? Was it Martin House also? I feel like it was the same brewery that you mentioned.
It was.
All right. So 1 star out of 500.
They're striking out.
Is that photo that you just sent of me banging on the keyboards before I went away?
Oh,
Or was
maybe.
that
Oh, that's when you froze. Yep.
Okay, that was when my computer, went to the crapper.
As they sometimes do.
Yeah.
Oh no, you know what? It wasn't. It was that
Went to the
weird
Thomas
like
Crapper.
the ginger lime.
Oh,
grape.
that's right.
That one was awful. This one is worse than that one. The pineapple sour, that was actually not bad.
You already
Those were all
Untapped
Martin
reviewed
House.
this. I went to Untapped to see what the people say, and they say 3.45 for the
And the
grape ape.
people say,
For the grape ape? Wow.
Which is pretty low.
I gave it a 1.5.
I saw that. Rogue Ales made a barrel aged grape ape.
and the time we go.
The Cosmic Trucker one was pretty good though that I had.
Can you
Well,
mix
Brock-
this in stereo, Kevin, so that there's
Brock-
beer talk in the left and
Yes.
Newsboys recreations in the
Well,
right?
Brock and I just
I
do our
probably
little Beach
could.
Boys podcast.
And ever so slightly pan to the left, I could detect just a hint of some beer conversation. It's real subtle. have
If
to
you
be
don't
paying
want to talk
attention.
about beer, pan your take off your right earbud. If you want to
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah.
beer, put in your left one. If you don't want to, keep your right earbud in and listen to the melodious sounds of Brock and Pete do news.
That's right. Or just fade left or right, depending on how much you like either one.
Entertain and beer.
This is the
top
kind.
five.
This is the kind of innovative technology we bring here at Pickle Home Companion.
That's right.
It's a choose
Two
your own
podcasts
adventure
at
podcast.
the
You
same
decide
time.
where it goes.
Will
Not
Brock or
us.
Pete have functioning equipment? Stay tuned.
You know, it's not for everyone. That's what I've heard people say.
If you enjoy technical difficulties, pan to the left channel.
If you enjoy, I want to meet the people who enjoy technical difficulties, like it's a challenge or something. They're just ready to go. I'm going to figure this out.
Them and their perfect
I'll
lives.
show this old lady that she really doesn't know how to use her computer.
Their lives are so good, they have to listen to other people's dilemmas just to feel bad.
Don't worry, guys.
All
I brought
right.
a backup beer.
Perfect. Guys, look what I've got. Look at my beer.
Oh, the Athletic. Is that a
Ooh.
pumpkin?
Dark and Gordy. Their pumpkin ale.
Nice.
Brock and Gordy.
Have you tried one yet?
I guess it's like I had it past couple of years. It's been a seasonal release. Hang on,
Oh,
let's
nice.
try this.
Oh, that was good.
That was a good one.
That was
There we
very
go.
good.
I did not turn on original sound for musicians. Did it come through okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Maybe I should try this while I'm on my phone and uncork mine.
The gourd that refreshes.
Let's try it.
Good.
Let's
gourd.
see. Good gourd. All right. We're going to try this.
Yes.
I heard it. Yep.
It was good.
I didn't hear it at all.
Oh.
I'm sorry. It's okay if you got it.
It's
Here
a
comes
time
the-
zone thing. It doesn't. It's only in
Oh.
Eastern.
Yeah, it's going to take another
Takes
3
longer for
hours.
a whiskey cork. Yeah,
You'll get it.
Yeah.
You'll get it.
I'll hear that at 8:49 p.m.
Correct.
It's on the whole the censors had to censor out my swear afterwards, so that's what happened there. Now, let's try it again.
I heard
Yeah?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Either you guys are full of shit or I just don't have the right connection.
I don't like these either ors. They could be any and both.
How about both?
Hey,
Yeah.
have you guys heard about is it UTC plus 845? You know how time zones have like there's a universal time
Yeah.
something or other C,
Mhm.
whatever the C stands for. And so like what your Greenwich, it's like 0 or whatever. And then usually most because I'm not hearing that either, Pete.
That's why
I
I
heard
did it.
3 hours later, here we go.
I heard it when it was back from the microphone, but when you put it close, I heard nothing.
Do you have noise cancellation or noise reduction on?
I don't know what I have on because I'm on the
Yeah.
app right now waiting to get back into my computer.
You have a really cool Blindside shirt on.
Thank you so much. I'm glad. Thank you for noticing.
No, no problem.
This ice is not coming out of here. Do you see that?
Yeah,
I wasn't
it's
sure
in the
what was
mold, but
happening
it's
that you
not
were
breaking
doing.
free.
But it's jingle jangling in here too. It's like,
Wants to break free.
can you hear the click?
I want to get free.
No.
I want to get free.
I want to get free. I want to get free ice into my cup.
Come on, come on, come on. I'll mix your bourbon for you.
I want
Come
to
on,
get
come
next
on.
to you.
I was thinking more of I want to break free. You know this one?
I want to
I
break
do.
free. I got you. Don't worry. I
Mm.
want to break free.
I got a little Pete and Brock inspiration today. No, it was yesterday. I listened to Mute Math.
My man.
Nice.
I did.
Wait, so are you already familiar or were you getting in for the first time?
First time. Like I may have heard
Really?
something at some
Really?
point, but I'd never really intentionally tried to listen to Mute Math. And
So what did you
I
start
mean,
with?
so that's a good question. I was in my office, and what I did is I searched Mute Math on Apple Music, and it
As one
showed some,
does.
showed some
Yeah.
things. And I let's see, what did I do? I did not go to the essentials. I went to their albums, and there were a couple that had deluxe versions, and I was like, people must care about those. They did a
Right.
deluxe version. And that was Odd Soul and the self-titled both had a deluxe version. So I listened to
Self-titled,
both
There you
of
go.
those. Listen to both
I
of
would
those.
always start with subtitled. I don't know about if you would agree, Brock.
Yeah, I mean that's where I started, but that was back in 2005. I think it's interesting because they have like a very broad catalog, and I think that their kind of the albums are different from each other, from
Okay.
album to album, and so it's the sort of thing that I mean you might enjoy one and not the other, depending on what your
Sure.
preferences, what your tastes are.
You kind of have to go along with the musical journey. Yeah.
What were your observations?
So I was listening to my office, which is always like, I'm doing other things. So it's there, but
Yeah.
I'm not directly paying attention to it. And I was like, oh, I think I get why people really like this band. And it seemed like
Okay,
a band that musicians would definitely like a band's band.
Right.
There's going to be an appreciation for what's going on here.
Yeah.
I was not grabbed immediate while I was listening. I was
That's
not
okay.
offended,
And I feel like
but I
a
wasn't
lot of
grabbed.
people, I'm offended that you were not grabbed.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot
I
of
need
people
Mute
that
Math to be more grabby.
That's
how you
always
get
what I've heard
canceled.
about Mute Math.
performance and experiencing them live was a big piece of, I think, a lot of people's appreciation of the band. And so it's like
yeah.
if you weren't at the show, it's probably pretty simple to maybe to miss some of the magic. And I feel
That
like
would
it's
make
that way with
sense.
all kinds of music. Like it's like that
Mhm.
with me for the Showdown. Like I didn't like, and I probably wouldn't have gotten into the Showdown if I just listened to their record, right? But
Right.
I saw them live, and they kicked ass, and so I like them.
I think that's how a lot of hardcore is. Like if you just do recordings, you're
Yeah.
like, it's whatever. And you're in the right mood, if you're in the weight room and things like that, you're like, yeah, this makes sense. But then you go to a show and you're like, oh, this is fun. Like this is really good. Like the live
Yeah.
is so much better than the recording. But then the
Yeah.
recording is like appreciated in a different way once you've been in the room. But like Mute Math seems like just the complexity of what's going on makes the live. It's got to be really good.
And
Yeah,
the
I think that's
original
probably
lineup
accurate.
would be the key for some. I mean, even with Todd too. I mean, Greg Hill was awesome. Todd was a great replacement as well. Hutch is great too, but they just were on their way out.
Yeah. Train was already rolling into the station.
Yep. So I mean, Hutch, I love Hutch.
Choo
Hutch is a
choo.
good dude, but like,
And you would.
Yeah,
Like
you're
you
right.
have to.
You're right. I would.
Yeah.
It's part of the Hutch clause, you know.
That's right.
It's in my
Require
contract.
hutches stick together.
Like
That's
the
right.
Santa Claus.
That's right.
Yeah, and I think I've mentioned it before. Like, I think my first experience with Mute Math was, I think I had heard typical or saw like the video for it, and where that's what my degree was in television and radio and like
Oh,
video
sure.
production.
Yeah.
And just seeing like, oh, okay, they did this whole video in reverse while they were filming it. Like,
Like,
that's
ain't that weird?
creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I appreciated like the creativity that went into like doing that, because like doing editing and producing and stuff like that, I know how difficult it can be to do it in the
Right.
correct order, let alone doing the whole thing backwards.
Mhm.
And then seeing them
Oh, yeah.
do that on I think it was on Conan,
was a
perform
Kimmel.
it Kimmel, okay, perform it backwards, and then they played the video of them doing it backwards reversed so that it was in the correct way, and it was
Right.
just
So the
wild.
audience
Like,
gets to watch them perform backwards, which was not
Yeah.
gratifying for the audience, right? Or maybe it was,
It was
depending on
kind
what
of
they were
gratifying
into.
because there was
Yeah.
a bunch
Sure.
of fans over there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, right. If you get the right people in the room, it's a good time.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, that's wild. I didn't know all that.
It's cool.
Well, I know
Yeah.
nothing really.
Oh, and they
except for the
played-
band that people like.
And they played Conan too. But I think when they did the spotlight video backwards, that was on Kimmel. And then they did something else on Conan too. So
And this has been Mute Math Corner with Pete and Brock.
Yay.
If
I
you
know
would
this-
like to hear more conversation about Mute Math, please pan your speakers hard right. If you'd like to hear more about the showdown, please pan your speakers hard left.
but I want to get snake bit.
Yeah, that's not fair, right? You don't wanna be
Everyone
left out.
does at this point. Yeah.
It's a fact. I have not tried the get snake bit hot sauce yet. I bought the hot sauce.
Oh, that's
oh,
right.
that's right.
That's
Yeah,
right. I
I
forgot. I
need
even
to do
forgot
that.
that was there. But that's a good
Mhm.
thing, right? You guys are
Yeah.
happy about it.
Yeah, I saw it today in the cabinet. I was like, I got to try that. I don't know what I'm doing over here.
Should you wait until we have a special guest on?
Ooh, that's not a bad plan right there. I think we should. I think we should also have that conversation while we're like fresh and all still here about what is
Should
our
we-
plan
Yeah.
to have some
Is this
guests on here.
Is
We
this a
have a plan?
timeout? Is this a timeout situation from the actual like?
Timeout.
All right. I just want to give you some.
We're gonna talk and not release something.
Well,
Now we're going to talk directly to the camera,
Right.
I quit.
breaking the fourth wall in the timeout.
can we all bring out our
Starting
calendars?
my own
If we
punch.
could all just bring out our calendars,
Yeah.
guys, it's not you.
I'm
it's
ready.
me.
I'm ready.
Calendar corner, let's go.
Yeah.
Calendar corner. Okay.
Would you like to know how bad I am at Michigan geography?
What's that?
Well, so I'm going to Michigan next week. Well, yeah, it's in the
Uh-huh.
hand, but I didn't
Are
realize
you going
where
to-
in the hand I was going and the distance.
going to the
across
Yoop?
the hand. I'm not going to the Yoop.
Okay. You know about it though. You're aware of it.
Yes. Yeah. You got to be
Yeah.
ready. It's up here. It's
But
touching
make
up
sure-
Land
there.
seeded
Make
from
sure
Wisconsin.
you put down your pointer
Right-
finger.
right
we
here.
learned that. We learned
Yeah,
that.
Uh-huh.
I actually have a coworker from the Yoop. Believe
really?
it or not, here in North Carolina. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How do they like it
Yeah.
down there?
They're enjoying it.
They're awfully south. Their latitude is
much
what,
farther
increased?
south. I think
Decreased.
that's right.
their latitude has
they're-
decreased.
They must
slid
decrease so
downhill.
you can increase.
It's warmer here, less
Yeah.
snow.
That's how it
Um,
works.
But I'm going to Michigan next week.
Sure.
And,
Nice.
So I have a good friend in Detroit, like college buddy.
Uh-huh.
So I was just like, well, I'm going to Michigan. I assume I'm flying into Detroit, like assuming there's one airport in the state, you know? Like, I guess I'll go to Detroit, obviously, to get where I'm going because that's the city in Michigan.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, I'm coming to Michigan. I'm going to Central Michigan University, which is in Mount Pleasant. Can anyone identify it
nice.
on the hand?
I'm
Or
gonna
would
say
you guess it is?
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
it's a
think, Kevin,
mountain,
you're-
so it's got to be way up north.
You're pretty close, Kevin. It's kind of in the
Oh,
middle.
yeah. Or is it a
Central.
mountain because it's in the middle? All the mountains
Makes
are in the
sense.
middle
Central
of states.
Michigan, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Well, it turns out it's like 3 hours from Detroit. So
Okay.
I'm not,
So
I'm
not
not flying
particularly
in or out
close.
of Detroit at all. I'm going to Grand Rapids.
So you're not
which
going to
is-
go get that pizza.
No, it's not happening. So I was
Chilling in
like,
Grand Rapids.
so I thought I was going to go see a friend, and I was like, depending on the schedule, I was going to hit up our boy. Joseph
Yeah.
Yerke, married man.
Yeah.
Like you
But
would.
I'm not going to be anywhere close. I'm going to be.
Hey man,
somewhere
get off
else
that
in
route
Michigan.
for a minute and come meet me. Yeah, for a
Yeah,
slice.
let's hang out at the airport or close by.
Right. Seriously.
Help! I have a roofing emergency.
Yeah,
That's right.
That-
That's how you make it happen. You're like, hey, I really need this roof put on quick.
exactly. I will document all things Michigan while I'm there, and then we'll just
Put up the squid signal.
Has Joe been bullshitting or not? Is it paradise?
Do it. Send it in the chat, and I'll put it up on the Instagram. You should do the
Yeah.
go
keep
Then you
an
listen.
eye
gotta
out.
put the insider's paradise on top of it.
Do a go listen to our pod. I'm in Michigan. Go listen to our podcast. You will get to do a
Joe,
go listen.
where are you, Joe?
Oh.
I'm in Michigan.
Please do.
Wander-
Please
Can
do.
you please? Can you please?
Yes, Joe. That's what I need to
Oh.
do is just record Joe. Look
We'll
around the
spice it
corner.
Joe.
together. We'll spice it
Joe.
together.
Are you Joe?
Yeah.
I just
Joe?
need to walk up to a random police officer and say Joe.
Excuse me,
Joe,
sir. Do you
do
know
you
a
know-
roofer named Joe?
Do you know Joseph Yerke?
While I'm
Oh,
recording, they
Jerky
love that, I'm
Yerke.
sure. Yeah, you know old Jerky Yerke. Just got married. Good fella.
Good old boy.
All right, it's a plan.
Cool.
Where in Michigan is Joe? That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to act like I thought Michigan was one neighborhood.
But what? It's Royal Oak was the place, right?
Yeah, now he's
Yeah.
in Orton. Now he's in
Which-
Ortonville.
I went to Royal Oak when I visited my buddy, however
Did
many
you?
years ago. I went to all of Joe's
Nice.
stomping grounds that I didn't know.
Was it nice?
It was. I liked it.
It
Detroit
sounds
was
like
fun.
it.
I actually
Yeah.
really liked Detroit.
I should tell a story about me visiting Detroit. I'll add it to the
Let's do
list
it.
Yeah.
Okay, add it to the list.
because we need to start this podcast.
I appreciate it. This podcast is about us coming up with stories we have to tell later. I think that's,
That's most of it.
I think that should be the tagline and the hard sell for this show is that this is a podcast about guys talking to each other about stories that they will tell some other day, and adding them to a spreadsheet. That's really the whole thing.
I've got a great story about, but we're not going to talk about that. We're
Right,
going to make
right.
jokes of 90 CCM songs. All the good stories are for later.
Do you guys listen to Church Jams now? Have you guys heard that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because those guys are fun. They were doing the Showbread album on this
Yeah.
episode I listened to recently, and they talked about
Oh,
how,
the nihilism one?
I've got a story,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to tell it right now.
Oh, nice.
Except he also said by the time we get to the point where we would tell it, I'll forget what the story was. So we have a spreadsheet.
We do.
So I think that puts us a notch above, you know?
Yeah, we're ready. We're just not going to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's willful.
Yeah.
Locked, loaded, yet restraint really is, I
Yeah.
think, one of the strongest qualities you can see in a person.
Should we get Todd on this? Speaking of people that have guested on podcasts
yeah.
about
Oh yeah,
about
Todd.
Five
Yeah,
Iron,
yes.
and then because apparently
Oh,
you
Todd.
and
Yeah.
you Brock, you and him also.
Oh
have
yeah,
to
we go
fight.
way back. He and I almost
Oh,
went
yeah.
to Wits End together.
But you two also have to fight.
We do?
Yeah, if you have you listened to the Roper episode yet?
Oh goodness.
Have you
Okay.
listened to the Roper episode yet?
I just did. Wait, was he asking me to fight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh geez.
Because you two are now tied at 3-3, and he's
Remind
like,
him of all the
I
good
can
times
take
and
it.
how we almost went to Wits End together.
I mean, this is your look. We'll bring him on, and you all can hash it out. I
Why do
only
you have so
listened
many
to the
blind
episode.
sides, Brock? How many people
Seriously,
wanna
yeah,
fight
I've
you?
got. Well, honestly, I mean, you just go to the CCM recovery page.
That's what happens when you become a celebrity. You get haters.
Absolutely, everybody wants a piece of me. Everybody wants. They want to toss an uppercut to my jaw.
Yes.
Wow.
That's going to be part of our telethon. We're bringing it back, guys. We're going to do a telethon. Just one guest an
Uppercuts
hour,
to the jaw.
24 hours of guests. We don't stop podcasting. Put on your diapers,
Oh.
boys. Get your bottles of whiskey. We're not stopping till it's tomorrow.
That's just
And
an
Jake,
hour.
Grab the
no.
Doritos bags and the Snapple bottles.
that's all you
That's
need.
right. Perfect.
It's a real podcast. Failure Puddle Friday.
is.
You want to do it? There, Kevin?
Sure
I
is.
will do it. All right. What do you got there?
What is that?
Pringles.
I still can't hear.
Pringle Mingles.
I can't hear the
Dill
noises.
pickle and
What?
ranch.
Oh.
When did Pringles start serving things in a bag?
I saw it. I sent it to the chat, but apparently you all don't love me anymore.
How did I miss that?
So
Let's
I-
go to Canada.
Let's leave today.
I thought I was mouthing it. I put it back on mute because I thought we were starting the podcast, and I realized I had these.
Oh no.
So this
Okay.
is brand
Yeah,
new.
very
They're Pringles Mingles, and they had dill pickle and ranch, and I was like, Hell yes.
Are these Pringles ready to mingle?
But why is it in a
Yeah.
bag? I'm really bothered by this.
It's puffs. They're puffs, apparently.
So
Let's
they
see.
can go in a can. That Pringles dude's a real chill guy. He just showed up. He said, "Fuck it, cut him up."
All right. Well, here, this is a little puff.
Okay.
All right, and we're just gonna.
Like baby food?
Well, yes, they are.
I mean, puffs are delicious.
Smell wise, was it heavy on the dill or the ranch? Heavy on the dill? Oh yeah.
I feel
Feels
like it
good.
has to be, just by definition, the dill is going to be
Yep.
a big factor in that. Otherwise, people are going to say it doesn't taste like pickles, even though pickles are
Yep.
not dill, and
Ooh.
dill are not pickles.
I'm gonna hotbox this. Hold on.
Really
Oh, here we go.
stings the nostrils.
Oh man, this is
Take
gonna
it
go
in.
really. This is gonna go really bad with that whiskey later.
Breathe it in.
Oh, drop one in there, bud. Dare you? Drop
Guys,
one
have
in
you
the
ever-
Elvis whiskey. When's the Elvis whiskey happening? Open that
Well,
up.
I was waiting for us.
Well,
to
we gotta
chime
get
in.
started first.
Yeah.
Oh
we
yeah,
do have
Kevin's got to
time
say
in.
it's Friday and we're drinking.
Yep, I do.
All right, don't mind me. Go ahead.
Okie dokie.
But guys, seriously, have you ever huffed coffee grounds?
Have you ever what?
You ever do that? A huffed coffee grounds? You get like a
Oh,
big
yeah.
bag of ground coffee and just like a big
Oh,
breathe it
Yeah.
in. So
Oh.
good.
I don't
I
drink
swear,
coffee,
it's-
but I
you
huff
get
that coffee.
caffeine just from smelling the beans. It's great.
Every time I get a fresh bag in the mail, the first time I open
Yeah,
it,
yep.
oh,
Yep.
so
Pop it up and
good.
Oh, so good.
Also, guys,
Nothing left.
Before we get started, should I cut
No,
my
this-
beard to here?
Did you?
So you can
No,
see
should
all
I?
of Blindside.
Oh,
no,
no,
should
no.
I? My wife wants me to, so I'm like, should it go to here or a little bit lower?
I mean, if your wife wants you to, you
Well,
got
no,
to
she
ask
wants me to
yourself
cut
the
it. No,
important
I'm going to
question.
do that. That's the important thing. but
Ask
she
the
didn't say
important
length.
question. Do you like her or us better?
Oh, I love my wife more. I'm not saying that. I'm going to cut it.
Okay.
But it was a
all
matter
right.
of what
now,
length.
okay, I quit.
All right, left here, guys. Let's talk about Pete.
Right.
Okay.
You know what? Just
I can't
text
believe
message
he
about
loves
me.
his wife more than us.
Just-
He's known
just,
us for like
guys-
months.
Guys,
Or-
just
ridiculous.
take it to the group chat that you have without me.
The side chat. Let's play amongst yourselves. We got to chat.
Or
iPhones only, buddy. iPhones.
Untold
only.
stories.
Yep.
Actually, I'm glad you brought this up, Pete, because
That's
I've
right.
been debating if I want to trim my beard or just keep going full lumberjack for the winter. And I was like, do I trim back and try to
Right.
look younger or just let it keep getting bigger?
well, I'm going full lumberjack for the winter.
So we're lumberjacking.
And then the spring, everybody's going to cut their beards off and go mustache, right?
I'm for that. My wife is not. a
Cinco
fan,
de
but I love
mustache. Got to
My
wait
wife
till.
would-
You got to
May
ask
5th.
yourself, Jed, who do you like better, your wife or us?
it. I guess you'll have to wait till the spring.
You all got a chance. So you're telling me
Then
there's
you'll
a
know.
chance.
Once the spring gets here, you'll tell. It'll be obvious.
So should we start the episode?
Yes.
I know that's my fault. I know it's mine.
And that's votes for we're lumberjacking. Don't
Yep.
trim it.
Yep. Yeah, no shaving between now and the 5th of May.
All right.
Right. Oh,
Did I tell you guys I was in a band called Lumberjack?
All right. Everybody
Oh.
else. Everybody
I knew
else.
that,
Put
but I
your
don't think you told us.
put your microphones on mute.
No, I'm actually searching Apple Podcasts.
A lot of Brock Purdy popping up in these Brock podcasts.
Oh, hey, a pickle home companion.
Nice. Are we on page 4 of Google searches or 3?
And it's
Oh.
let me see. I'll count it down.
For those listening at home, Kevin is counting.
20.
20.
We are number 20 as far as if you search for Brock in Apple Podcasts.
We are we're in the top 20 guys for Brock podcasts.
By the way, I think we should mention Caleb Rose with his koozie, his sick ass koozie
Oh, his
post.
sick
from
ass
discussion
koozie.
post.
Yes.
Amazing.
Mhm.
Hey, what'd you think of this song?
Dude, that was amazing. I'm just
Good.
listening, and then that happens, and I at first I was just like, "Oh, Kevin chose Crash Test Dummies. Cool, I like that song."
Yeah.
And then you started singing, and I was like, "Oh." And then it kept going. I was like, "This is a full-on song." They did this whole thing, and it's beautiful.
Yep.
And it was so exciting. And then it took a while for Brock to listen so we could all talk about it.
Right. I all of a sudden it came like I think when we were recording, I just heard Crash Test Dummies in a lyric. That's how my brain works. And I went, "Oh, this would fit." And I'm like,
Yep.
all of a sudden, I'm like, sick ass koozie. And I'm like, this will work. So then I took like just made lyrics. I kept listening to the track over and over and over to add lyrics to it, and then
Yep.
it was fun. And then I sent a just a
A voicemail, yeah.
rough edit voicemail to Kevin. I'm like, go check your voicemail. Go check the voicemail. Check the voicemail already. And he's like, yeah, I'll do it in a little bit. Don't worry. I'm like, no, check the voicemail.
Do it now. There's gold in there. Go digging.
Yeah, so it was fun. That was like one of those 11 p.m. can't go to sleep because I'm coming up with
It
an
was pure
idea kind of thing.
genius.
It was fun.
And Jeremy from The Rumors Are True commented on the post, and that was
Yes.
exciting.
Oh,
I played it. I skipped all the way to the end just to play it for Tammy yesterday. I was like, you don't have to listen to the podcast, but you do have to hear the song.
What'd you think?
She loved it. She was very impressed.
Good.
Yeah, it
Good.
made a good impression.
Oh, good.
She liked
As
it.
you're just showing her the sick ass koozie, you're like, huh?
So this is the best part. So
Sick
then I was
ass.
like, well, because of the koozies, and I know I've shown it to her, but she, just I'm sure, and so for this is year 4, so she has a pretty much like, if I start talking and she's like, oh, this is Furnace Fest related, she just like glazes over and quits listening.
Yep.
Because she's like, yeah, you've been doing this for 4 years. I'm sick of hearing about Furnace. Like, talk to your friends. That's usually, she's like, why are you telling me? I thought you had friends to talk to about this, so I don't have to listen.
Yep, Rachel,
So-
do that. Go talk to Josh. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know that she's seen it, but she tuned that out. So I was like, well, there's koozies, Tammy. Like that he's singing about the actual koozies. We have them. So I go find them. I go to the drawer and I get them. And I was like, well, here's last year's, and then here's this year's. And her only comment is like I still don't get it. Like, come for the pickles, stay for the squid. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why? Which has been like, she's been consistent. She hates the theme song of the Pickle and Boot Shop.
Does
She's
she?
like,
Okay.
it's just stupid. She's like, I don't like it. It's dumb. She's like, I don't get it. And I was like, well, I didn't have a comeback. It was just like,
Yeah, right.
It doesn't get you. Like,
It is dumb. You're right. You're right.
she's like, why? It doesn't make any sense. Write a song that makes sense. So that's what she wants us to do, is a theme song that makes sense. If
Okay.
she doesn't get it.
So
So I
it'll
think we
be
double down and make something completely nonsensical.
Right. All right. Happy Failure Puddle Friday, everybody. We are back and we are here to talk about episode 144 of the Pickle and Boot Shop, as well as some other nonsense. We're going to talk about circular dreams. We're going to talk about glowing rocks. We're going to talk about farts in the shower, maybe. I don't know.
see what happens.
Who knows? We'll see where this goes. Pete's going to drink. What are you drinking, Pete?
All right. So I am drinking a little Elvis whiskey, but this isn't any kind of whiskey. This is called Midnight Snack. Now, I'll give you a second to Google it, people, so you can see this as well at home. And I'll put it in the Instagram once this releases. But it's peanut butter, banana, and bacon flavored whiskey. Because Elvis liked that combination in his sandwich. And a little peanut butter and banana sandwich, in the old bacon grease.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. All right. Nope.
Oh,
Yep.
I heard it.
So is this like that screwball that tastes like peanut butter? Is it that sort of thing?
I have a feeling this is going to be like a kind of a screwball meets like that brown
Uh-huh.
butter bourbon from Taffer. On the
Interesting.
nose, right off the bat, I get that hints of peanut butter. Nope, there's the
Mhm.
banana. There's the
Okay.
banana. I see the
Oh,
banana.
that's in there too.
Yep, that's in there as well.
That's my question.
Is this
how
like
strong is the
Laffy Taffy
banana?
banana? Or are we
I
talking
don't-
Cavendish?
I'm not sure, but I don't know if Ryan would eat this or not.
Okay.
Let
Doesn't
me
matter.
see.
Elvis would.
Let's see. I don't have the bacon yet, so we're gonna pour. We're gonna see what happens, guys.
Does it bring home the bacon? That's the question we're about to answer.
And we're about to find out. All right, here we go. That's actually not bad.
Really?
Really? Because
I
it
mean-
sounded like a disaster to me. I had very low expectations for you.
I mean, there's the bacon.
Okay, that took a minute.
Okay.
Ooh, that aftertaste of bacon is actually scrumptious.
Is it oily, like the mouthfeel?
No, it's kind of it's almost like that. If you've had screwball, it's almost that screwball viscosity.
Yeah.
but a little more regular whiskey viscosity, and not the creamy.
Okay.
I don't know that I'll go for another one right away, but I will definitely finish off this knuckle I did.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Nice.
So I mean, I don't know. You have to have a screwed up flavor palate like I do to really enjoy that, I think. But
A real raccoon palate. Is that what you're saying?
a real raccoon palate, nice.
Raccoon palate.
As I tell my kids, a trash palate. If you have a trash palate, you can like a lot of things that other people might turn their nose up to.
I've never had words for how I operate in the world, but I think that's it.
A toast is in order, right?
Toast.
A toast
To
is
Joe
ordered.
and the Heidi, right?
Hold on.
Congratulations.
Hey,
Congratulations.
Joe and the
guys,
Heidi.
On their nuptials.
Wait a second.
We haven't talked about this yet.
I'm gonna send this to. I will send this to Joe. So here.
Hold on.
Okay. I'm holding. All right,
Official.
ready. And all right, there we go. I will send that to Joe.
There we go.
Cheers to the happy couple. Who I'm
Yes.
honored, guys.
Yeah.
They got married on my birthday.
Oh, wow. They were looking for a
So-
special date.
Exactly. Now I hope every year on their anniversary, as they reminisce about their love for one another, they think of me. Because I'll be thinking
pretty
of them.
soon they'll have been
Part-
married so long that they'll have been married longer than you are old. It's gonna be amazing.
That's gonna be tough.
How does that
Yeah.
work?
Math. It's hard.
Is this that new math?
Homeschoolers aren't good at
understand.
math, but we can spell like no one's business.
This is Common Core,
think
isn't
so.
it?
Let me tell you about the firmament. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, firmament. The password is firmament.
Also, guys, I fact checked Joe. I
Oh,
fact
did you?
checked him.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah.
I did.
What do we come
Yep,
up
yep.
with?
You fact
Well-
checked the pickles out of him.
So hard. He was on a hot streak, right?
Oh, he was doing so hot.
Of his facts were very factual. But this time he was a lot right, but not all the way right about Lake Superior and the water it
Okay.
holds. So
As many
it's
of us are.
not. He said, Joe claimed that the water in Lake Superior would cover the entire globe 18
and-
inches deep,
Right.
which is a lot of water, I think.
That is a lot of water.
And the internet told me that there's enough water in Lake Superior to cover all of North and South America in 12 inches of water, which is still
Okay.
a lot of water.
That's still a lot of water. Yeah.
And I can see
Basically
where
the
Joe's
whole world.
connection was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
It's the world
upset he
we
got it
care
wrong.
about, right?
Personally, I'm
Yeah.
upset he got it wrong.
I think
Also,
the trick is to cover South America in all that water, you got to stabilize it with something, or else it's going to run away into the ocean, right?
Mm.
So, like once
or
you
just drain back
cover
into the
Brazil,
area that you took it
you-
out of in Lake Superior.
it's not cost effective to build like barriers or dams or reservoirs or something like. So to do this, we're going to have to put a bunch of gelatin in there, and I think it's just going to be, you know,
In Australia,
12,
it would go
12
the other
inches
way.
of gelatin from,
Gelatin,
from coast to
right.
coast.
what flavor?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyone, I
So-
wouldn't eat it.
Here's the surprising thing. Wikipedia, in his discussion about Lake Superior, said that Lake Superior is roughly the size of South Carolina or Australia. Are they the same size?
Wait, what?
I think so. If you look at the globe, you're going to see that actually Greenland is bigger than either one.
Is that they're not the same size? Australia is
At
not
least
the
the
size of
Mercator
South
projection
Carolina,
tells me.
right?
Yeah.
Hey, Google, is South Carolina as big as Australia? The surface area of South Carolina is 32,020 square miles. The surface
of miles.
area, the surface area of Australia is 2,989,000
Guess what,
Okay.
guys?
square
I'm an
miles.
idiot. I just fact checked
Can you
myself.
ask
It's
it,
Austria.
can you ask it
I
how
read it
many-
wrong. It's Austria.
Oh,
which
then
makes so
throw some
much
shrimp
more
on the Barbie.
sense.
Yeah.
So I'm an idiot because I read
Hey,
it wrong.
Google, is
but
South
I'm not,
Carolina the same size as Austria?
but I'm not an idiot in knowing that Australia is quite a bit larger than South Carolina. I knew that.
Austria is
Right, right.
83,000 square kilometers. Uh-oh.
Oh wow! Now we
And
have to do more math.
Now I gotta do more math. And South Carolina is 32,000. Hey, Google. Hey, Google, convert 83,800 square kilometers into square miles.
83,800 square kilometers is equivalent to 32,355.361 square miles.
So they are about
There
the
we
same
go.
size. About the same size. All right. All right.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. He was right though that dead bodies don't float in Lake Superior.
Mm.
And it's because the cold water inhibits bacteria growth, which inhibits bloat, which is gross.
That's nice.
But they sink
Because of the
and then they
concrete
just-
shoes.
Yeah. So it's you don't even need them. You just throw them in the Lake Superior. They don't go to the top.
You go swim with the fishies.
Straight to the bottom, and it's a lot of fathoms deep. I don't know how long a fathom is, but Wikipedia talked about how many fathoms it is.
Well, Fountains of Wayne said that they would sink to the bottom with you, so you at least have a buddy.
The ocean deep and blue.
I just wanna. There you go.
That's a good song. It's a banger.
It was.
So had you guys ever heard of the Uperstone things
No.
before? See, I actually had heard of that, but I had always heard of them called like Uperlights or Uperites or something, like something along those lines, rather than Uperstones.
Mm.
I had never heard of it. It's very cool.
Yeah. Have you looked up pictures of them?
I sure did.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet looking.
Hey Google, show me a Uperstone.
This is actually a pretty great format where we just Google things and then we tell people what they are.
What they are.
All right, who's next? Who's next? Tell me something else. I know how to speak.
Oh, you want to talk about a random note I made at Furnace Fest and decided that I should bring it up
I sure do.
after we've now met in person? I would like to wager that we're in the upper echelon of average height of podcast groups
Is that right?
collectively.
We're some
don't
pretty
you
tall
think
good about that?
podcasters. Yeah,
Could be.
Like surprisingly tall group of fellas
yeah.
Yeah.
I
to
mean,
congregate every week.
I'm probably the shortest one here, and I'm like 6 foot. So
okay. I don't
Yeah.
want to throw any shade at 2 weeks notice or or rumors are true, but we're taller than
Yeah.
those guys.
They just need to wear some platforms, you know?
I think we're taller than most is what I decided
Are we starting a podcast beef
Yeah.
right now?
I think so. Please.
with the shorties.
Hey, I've got a factoid for you. I just put the image in the chat so you can see it. I think at least 55.18 North Carolinas would fit inside Australia.
That's the kind of math. That's fun math.
Was that North or South Carolinas?
North Carolinas. Hang on.
North Carolina, the good
You guys
Carolina.
keep talking. I'll do the math on South Carolina.
Didn't we
So
talk
it's
about
probably
South
more.
Carolina though?
Which
I thought it was North. You
I'm
live in North,
Carolina.
right?
Yeah. I'm the
Yeah,
one that
don't
matters.
get-
The good
don't
one.
get
No,
twisted,
but
yeah.
what I'm saying is, wasn't the stat South Carolina and Austria?
It was.
Yeah. So
was it?
do some more math,
Oh,
please.
But no
Well,
one cares about South
recalculating.
Carolina,
Hang on.
So
I'm only saying what the fact was. Hey, I'm fact
I
checking
think
my fact check.
this is useful to you, Jared. You can take this information to all kinds of folks.
I'm excited about it. I did have a conversation earlier at dinner. We were talking about something, and I don't know why. Well, I don't remember or recall the exact specific details, but I said something about us in the South. And my younger daughter, who's 9, said, "I thought we were in North Carolina. Are we in the South?" I was
Wow.
like, fair point. Like,
Mind blown right
we
there.
are north of the South Carolina.
I can see how that'd be confusing.
Yeah, to a 9-year-old. Also, Pete, got to fact check you on the Furnace Fest episode.
Yeah, please.
Ooh.
You said that Nashville was the Midwest, and I think that residents of Nashville would not appreciate that
I apologize.
characterization about them.
I would like to apologize to all
Yeah.
the people of Tennessee and of Nashville. That was an oversight on my part, and as a person that's in the Northeast, anything, and I mean anything, past the Northeast is the Midwest. Yeah, that's right, California.
That's fair, because here in the South, anything north of Washington, D.C. is the Northeast.
I mean,
All
you
of
got to
it.
understand. My whole life, you're from New York. Oh, the city. Nope.
The city.
I'm
Yeah.
from 6 hours north of the city.
You want to know the most common geographical misconception we Southerners have, and I still struggle with?
What's that?
We all think
that?
New York is at the top of the country. Like every
It
time
is.
someone
It is.
is
There's nothing about
and
it.
says I
Sir.
go
There's
south,
nothing up
I
there.
get confused.
First of all, how dare you? Second of all,
I always think somehow we just grow up thinking New York is at the top, but everything else is below
I
it
thought,
somehow.
before I went to Boston, I thought that Boston was south of New York. That was just my
Yeah.
assumption.
And Every time
I'm
I have a
smart.
friend in the Northeast who's like, "Oh yeah, we went south, like went down to New York." I'm like, "Wait, but you're in
Yeah.
Connecticut. What are you talking about?"
Over here on the West Coast, you know what's north of Washington State? Canada.
Canada.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not the United States.
That's right. Hey, I did some more math. It looks like 99.26 South Carolinas would fit in Australia.
You know what I like is we scooped the new format the Pickle and Boot Shop, because remember, was it Joe who said they're going to do fun with math?
I think
did
they? Wow, look at us
That's
go.
what he pitched as a segment on fun math.
Look at us go.
Here
we did it first.
Oh,
give us the money, guys.
Yeah.
Sounds
We would
good.
love your Patreon support.
We delivered.
Now I just got to edit this and get it out before November, before they start their new format.
Oh, it's November. That's right. We're getting closer.
Right? It's going to happen.
Do you think they actually will? That's my question. I don't know that.
I had the exact same thought earlier today when I was thinking, oh man, they're coming up on their new format.
Let's bring them on.
And if they hear this, I'm not saying I don't want them to. I'm just wondering if they will.
I think we put that challenge out there right now. We have some doubts that perhaps they don't follow through fully on the plan that was laid out on the episode where they
at least in fun math. I don't think the math problems are going to be fun,
because they're not.
Ours, on the other hand,
nothing but fun math. It's how many states fit in Australia. Everything is
so much
to
fun.
Australia in our math.
Tell me how many Adirondack state parks fit in the country of Australia.
How many Adirondack chairs?
Okay, so you guys know, obviously. Oh, hang on.
Hey, Google. Oh, man. He's carrying the two.
I'm looking for.
What are we laughing about? If you could stop texting without me.
So I just Googled. I'm sorry.
It's not funny.
Oh, I hope this is the lamest Google search ever. How many kilometers is an Adirondack chair? we measure things in units of Australia because Americans will do anything but use the metric system. That's what it is.
How many Australians fit in an Adirondack chair?
That's the real question. In my country, Australia sits on you.
That's right. To all y'all out of staters, that's just an Adirondack chair. It's not from anywhere.
Do you guys just call them chairs, Pete?
We just call them chairs. Yeah.
We call them North Carolina.
Oh, that was a good laugh, guys.
I have to apologize. I made myself laugh because, like, who searches the size of Adirondack chair in kilometers? Like, it's.
What did Google say?
It's impossible.
What was the response?
Google said it gave me something in centimeters.
Ooh.
So, yeah,
not what we wanted.
It's going to take some more math, I think.
Here we go.
I mean, I can do it if you want.
So Reese is going back to college.
Yeah. I do feel obligated to say, as somebody who works on a college campus as an advisor, that yes, they will detect your ChatGPT usage. Do not listen to Joe in this case.
Right.
Because Turnitin.com has a AI detector, and it will tell you exactly what percentage of your paper assignment was AI generated.
So even if they go in and change words.
Turnitin.com.
Yeah, like it. So it's it's like AI testing, like checking for AI. So it's the robots, like snooping on each other, but it somehow can detect anything that's like copied and pasted. So if it's not like originally, so it's problematic because sometimes like it'll detect things like Grammarly, that
Yeah,
are
right.
like tools that
Oh,
you can
yeah.
use to fix, like it's
Right,
just,
that are
it's no
welcomed,
different
right.
than using Word and the spell check or whatever. It's just more sophisticated and better. But there have been some issues. But Chat GPT is crazy. So I had a situation with a student in the spring who got flagged for 100% AI generated paper, who was adamant that they
Wow.
wrote it. And I looked at the pay. I was like, I asked the advisor, my staff member, who's telling, like, what do we do in this situation? The student's adamant, but like professor's adamant. I was like, let me see the paper. Like, I just want to look at it. And so I got this paper, and so I was like, well, let's see what happens. Like, because I've downloaded Chat GPT just to like see what are the kids doing. Like, I need to nose to the ear to the
Just
ground.
for
I
the
gotta know what's
articles.
going on. Yeah,
Sure. If I were still working in the higher ed, I would do the same for the
yeah.
articles.
So
Yeah.
I put in like a prompt of like, give me a 3-page research paper on, and I chose the same topic as this student had written. I was like, with 3 sources in APA format, in-text citation, blah blah blah. And then like, a minute and a half later, boom, there's your 3 pages. It's formatted. It's got your works cited page. So it's
Wow.
like, it's got to be tempting for
Wow.
these students because it is super. And then I was in school until May, and so I use Quizlet, which is like flashcards, virtual flashcards or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then I got so mad at my students who don't study because I use Quizlet, and I started typing in like my term, and it gives you suggested terms to fill in, and then it'll
wow.
give you suggestions for the definition. And so if you're
Wow.
using like, if you're studying something common that's not like novel or unique to the professor, it's just a stated fact, it's pretty spot on. So and there's even like paid versions where you can scan your notes with your phone, and it'll format them into like flashcards, or it'll turn it into a practice quiz or a practice test. Like, does so much work for you. So those parts of the AI are pretty cool. Like, a lot of just the labor to get prepared to study, it
Yeah.
does like that, and it's pretty cool. But the tools do detect when you use it. And
You have to ask yourself, like, what, because I've had this question myself as well. I think about, like, I would love for my kids to learn how to use a tape recorder, because like I grew up using a tape recorder, and you learn a lot about audio
yeah,
and how it works and that sort of thing. And
Yeah.
like, eventually, you could use some like modern digital thing. I'll let you use Audacity when you're grown up or whatever.
right.
But there's something about, like, I don't know, learning how to do the basic skill. And then once you know how the basic skill works, then you can improve and work on your time or whatever. But it seems
Yeah.
like most of the uses of, artificial intelligence seem to be about leapfrogging the actual learning process. And that's the issue, right? Is that instead of learning how to write, people are learning how to generate writing, which is not
Right.
the same thing.
It's really not. I mean, I'm sure it'll get more sophisticated over time, but the biggest thing to me is it essentially aggregates what already exists. So it's not novel, it's not creative, it's not interesting. It gives you the median version of whatever it is you're asking it to do, because it's
Right.
pulling from what already exists. It's not creating new content. It's just aggregating it. So it's like really useful for boring tasks. Like, if you need to, like, it's great if you need to write a recommendation letter. Those are kind of repetitive, and
Yeah.
you need to tweak it for the
Yeah.
individual, but you're not reinventing the wheel by any means. Or a job description, like a posting that's boring and technical by nature. It's pretty good at that.
Yeah.
But I'm not worried about the AI stealing anything that involves like creativity or original ideas. Is like, yeah, they're not there. And so for
Well-
students, you're like, this writes a very mediocre paper that's not very good. It's the median version of everything.
It's not
So,
compelling, right?
no, it's just like pretty straightforward. So and it's pretty easy to tell when it's AI generated. Like, they'll submit stuff and you can see it, and you're like, come on now. Like,
Especially if they've done any actual writing, like their
Yes.
voice versus whatever
Mhm.
else.
Well, and we've seen like AI generated imaging and how
Yeah.
off the spellings can be, even though you give them the
Mhm.
words. So
Seriously,
if you're going to turn in a paper like this, at least like read it.
words and fingers. Yeah.
And
I
turns
know a lot
out
of people that haven't. Yeah.
the student who's using the shortcut isn't trying to work hard on the shortcut. They're not generally reading over it, editing, tweaking, and improving. They're just like, let me put that prompt in. All right, save,
Right.
submit. I'm
You know?
done. I didn't even look at it.
Like,
Yeah.
sure, back in the day, did I not read a book and just read the Cliff Notes version? I mean, yes, I've done that before, but I at least read through and went, does this look like it would sound professional? It sound like I know what I'm talking
Right.
about. Did I also quote a Supertones song in a theological paper once? Yes, I did.
I
But
hope so.
Yes, you
it
did.
was Paul was walking down the road to Damascus when a big bright light came upon him, and the Lord appeared and came and asked him, "Darkness to light, will you please follow me?" And after he was blinded by the light, he finally saw. And my professor went, "This is not right."
How dare you question the supertones?
You're saying that the supertones were not the Parthenon of theology?
I cited the supertones in this paper. I mean,
Yeah. Journalistically cited.
Right. I wasn't taking these words as my own.
Hey guys, I found the statistic. I found it. I figured it out. I didn't use AI for it either because I tried and it didn't give me anything. So
darn robots.
You could fit 333,302,620.362 Adirondack chairs inside Australia.
Yes.
Kevin, I would like you to have an introduction,
Oh,
that
okay.
statistic, and then shut it down. That's the podcast.
That's the whole episode.
The whole thing. Our work here is done.
That's all the people need to know and hear. Oh.
Folks, that is the news from Lake Scabagon, where all the left channels are strong, all the right channels are good looking, and all of the Adirondack chairs in Australia are above average.
Ooh. Onward, pickle soldiers. Onward, pickle soldiers. That was very aggressive. I apologize.
It's appropriate.
It's a metaphor. It's a soldier metaphor. It's not real.
Okay, I need to talk to Ert right now.
Really?
Yeah. Ert just sent me a message on the Instagram machine. I don't know if it was to my personal or it was to the show. Let me double check so I can fact check. Oh, it was to my personal. So this just became
there we
personal.
go. Lucky you get to talk to Ert.
Ert exclusive, I think we call it.
That's it. That's it.
This is an Ert exclusive.
Just did.
He sent me a picture of the Stretch Armstrong socks coming out of the
He's trolling you.
and he said, and I quote, "Finally got him clean." So, Ert, you have the last Stretch Armstrong socks in existence, and they will be mine someday. They will.